Yeah, just realised that I forgot to get the receipt off that guy selling me that grog. I always like to have something in written down, even if it's a small purchase, just in case someone stuffs it up. It's pretty hard to, considering you're scanning the thing, but you never know, so better be safe than sorry. Speaking of which, I got my latest electricity bill yesterday, and a substantial improvement, down from $139 for the month down to $58 for the month, and no change in my usage pattern whatsoever. So that was all due to that leaky tap in the bathroom, and that was money literally going down the drain, out of my wallet and down the drain. So none of that period was included in the latest bill. So yes, that's a normal bill, 58. That's quite reasonable. Got no complaints about that. That's totally in line with what I've been paying over the years. So yeah, that's fine. I'm sure many people would be envious of a bill of that level, but I really don't use much electricity. Got the PC on all day. I use the big screen TV for about probably almost 4 hours a day, maybe, and that's it. Apart from cooking, obviously, and showering, which I shower once a day, and I only cook once a day too, actually, when I think about it. So yeah, I don't really use a great deal of electricity. We'll see what happens in summer. I will be getting the insulation in, that should help, but hopefully it's not too bad. I've seen 3 bike riders and they've all been demasked, so that's good to see, and a guy walking his dog as well. So obviously only the shopping centre you see the compliant masticators, as one of the YouTube pundits refers to them, people who love to wear masks and enforce other people wearing them. So yes, well, anyway, it'll be back to a level of normality soon, hopefully, and it'll be nice to have a drop of red tonight. Have another salad. I've got plenty of the feta cheese left to make sure I use that, and I've got greens, and I'm getting a delivery from Coles tomorrow, probably tomorrow morning. Usually it comes, but last time they actually delivered closer to midday. It's a window down from about 8 through till 2 o'clock in the afternoon. If you're prepared to accept the wide window of opportunity for deliveries, you'll only pay $2 for the delivery, and I think it's a fair exchange. Personally, I'm quite happy with that, as long as I know ahead of time when I've got to be around. And they do tell you when they're coming. They give you about half hour's notice. So yeah, it's all pretty good. So yeah, I think I'm spending about almost $80 on this bush shop. It's amazing how they build up when I buy online. I am trying a new meal though. I'm going to have one that involves brie, so that's never particularly cheap. I think the round of brie I'm buying $6, so it's not super expensive, but it comprises of brie and potatoes and a particular type of bacon, pancetta or something it is called. A little more expensive than usual, but not too bad. But it sounds very tasty. It's something that they eat in the Alps in France, so I'm looking forward to something like that. So I've got the ingredients. I think it's a surefire as far as I'm concerned. Totally disorientated here. Now, I haven't got home yet. I've got to go past the other bus stop. Oh, I got totally disorientated for a short time. Oh, that's Coles there, is it? I think, because I saw the truck go past. They're doing a delivery at this place right now, so there you go. It's a very good service. I wish they would deliver things for the garden. That'd be brilliant. There they go. And he'll be back my way tomorrow. But who knows how far they go. They go all the way to Port Douglas. So all the way from Cairns to Port Douglas, so they cover a lot of ground. Hi guys, I've just taken my keg of beer out of the cupboard where I'm storing it. This little space just here seems to be a good space to actually put it in, but I've got it on the ground. I haven't got anywhere. It's quite heavy, and it took quite a bit of effort actually just to lift it up onto this chair. The chair can take my weight, so it should be fine with this, but it's quite surprising how heavy 23 litres of liquid is, but it is. Now what I want to do is actually is test the alcohol in it using the hydrometer. And the hydrometer I've got here, it's a tube with a bulb at the end. So, and you basically float it in this tube, and it depends where what reading you get. That's your start reading, which I should have done yesterday when I did the brew, but because I just got it organised yesterday, I hadn't done it properly. So I'm going to do it today. It's within 24 hours of doing the brew, and hopefully that'll be okay. And it'll give me a reference point, and then in 5 days' time, I'll do another reading, and it'll give me a different reading, presumably, because it depends on the sugars and what have you. This gives you some idea of the alcohol content of the beer. So you can add or subtract to it at this stage to increase or, well, not decrease, but increase, yeah. So you can actually add sugar to increase it. But at the moment, I've never done this before. This is all new to me. This is sort of new technology for home brewing. I mean, when I tried it out, it was 50 years ago, so it's a fair while back. So things have progressed a bit in the interim. But what I'm going to do is just pour a sample to go in there so I can float, and we'll find out what the actual reading is. Hopefully I don't spill all the bloody contents over the ground. I've got it on a tiled surface, which I think is sensible, but there was a little bit of leakage down there last night, but it didn't get any worse. So hopefully it'll open up okay, and I'll be able to get that sample. This could be a disaster in the making, but we'll see how we go. Fingers crossed it works out okay. My confidence level at home brewing is not good, although I'm feeling a little better today. It looks sort of okay. Oh, that other thing it's got too is this little nifty thing on the top of the fermenting jug. You've got this little area here which allows air to go through this water that you put there, half fill it with water, and it bubbles up and it takes excess was it carbon dioxide, I suppose. It's producing gas anyway, and it vents it through this, and that way you can keep the whole thing sealed throughout the whole process without having to open up. Because when I did it as a kid, I just took the lid off the actual bin to just check out how it was going. But this is a lot more scientific, so we'll see how it goes. Fingers crossed. Well, this did not go without incident. As you can see, there was a bit of spillage there. It looks like someone's been pissing on the tiles, but it's actually from the home brew. I took a sample, and I can't control the flow on that thing. I must have double threaded it, because just the way it is, I've got to have to hold it when I actually turn that handle and be very careful. Probably get myself a spillage tray or something underneath, maybe, might be an idea. So anyway, I'll just clean that up. The good news is it does smell sort of beerish already. So I guess that's good news. But yeah, oh, it's definitely got that smell, that beer smell to it. It's got quite a head, actually. I'll show you what I poured into the tube. I think the tube's too narrow to really get a good reading, but that's what it looks like, the actual tube there, and I can't even see what the reading is because it's got such a bloody head. So this is not working out the way I was hoping. I think if you want to do this, you probably need a larger container to go in there. Probably need to put it into a wider rimmed glass container, some sort. Yeah, just anything that'll allow it to bob up and down. Probably a champagne glass would be ideal. Champagne flute would be quite good, something like that. But I can't really make out what the actual reading is. It's a combination of my crappy eyesight and the fact that there's this quite a head on it. Now that may be because I'm doing it the next day. Maybe that's the problem. But as you can see, it's yeah, it's not good. But it's supposed to be able to freely bob up and down. Now it's on an angle there, so that's not ideal either. So this is a bit of a botch job, but look, I got by without one of these in the past making beer, so I might just have to do a rough go at it this time, and for future reference I'll make sure I don't put it in this little tube. I assumed that the tube was there designed to do this, but I don't think it is. I think you've got to get something else that's thin and narrow, probably about twice as wide as that, to do a test. I guess the only good thing is I don't use as much beer, but I mean I did spill a fair bit, so like I say, it's a learning process. I'm on quite a long curve here, and I can't see for my life what the meeting. Look, I'll twist it about and see if that helps. Might have been a little pessimistic there. I'm in a pessimistic mood, I think. Because I did actually get a reading, and it was just below that 40, just slightly below it, maybe one notch below that. So I guess it was, what would that be, 40, yeah, 40, well, it's just below the beer range anyway, so it's about right. And I assume it will go up as it ferments. So we'll see how that goes, but I've got something to work on anyway. And it's in about the right spot. So like I say, it's been less than 24 hours since it's been brewing, so it's probably not as bad as I might think. But anyway, that's the reading. So you homebrew aficionados out there, you can steer me on the right course here. I'll also check online to see what they say the first reading should be. It depends on the brew, of course, but we'll just get a rougher guide anyway. But obviously it's in that amber zone just below it, so it does seem right intuitively to me anyway, a man who knows nothing about what he's doing right now. Oh, well, it's Friday the 13th, and true to its name, I've had a little bit of bad luck today. Not a huge amount. I did actually get stuff delivered from Kmart to my door, so that was pretty damn good. Because in the past I just took it to the Trinity Beach post office. But one of the items that I actually got sent through was a coffee table, which I want to use just to put plants on, just to get them off the ground. And I've got the part of the assembly done, as you can see. You can see there that the frame is assembled. I got that done fine. Now those are the screws that are marked as number B. That's the B lot of these particular screws. They're supposed to go in those holes there and right through to into the actual bottom of the main tabletop. No way in the world that's going to happen. Either the frame is too thick and maybe double the size it should be, or they've just put in the wrong size screws. Either way, it's not working, so it's a frustrating position. I suppose I could just try to get longer screws and fix things up, but I believe that Kmart are the ones that need to do something about this. I couldn't find the instructions listed in the pack, but they do have a PDF online, which I'm using. So yeah, I'm getting a whole lot of crap like this. The other thing I've had problems with is my mobile phone. My new mobile phone is now locked because I went through the process of actually trying to transfer the data from that phone to the other phone. I can't use it anyway because it's got a nano chip. So I had to actually order a new chip from Aldi Mobile, which I haven't received yet. But I followed the instructions to unlock it, and that doesn't work. So I'm basically left with a phone that's locked, and I haven't even been able to do anything with it at all. Because it asked me for the Google password, which I didn't know off the top of my head, so I just aborted the installation. But unfortunately, by doing that, the bloody phone now is locked. So, oh God, modern technology. See, I've had a run with it, and hopefully the home brew will work out okay. That's percolating away, and next Wednesday should be bottling day, so we'll see how we go there. Wednesday or Thursday, because you've got to do 2 hydrometer readings, so I suppose it'll take an extra day. I'm not in that much of a rush. But anyway, it's looking okay, the beer, but we'll see how it all turns out. But yeah, this just a niggling little frustration like this. It's not a big deal with the table. I mean, I can wait. I would like to get my seedlings off the ground and elevate a little bit on this coffee table. That's all it's for. It's going to be outside. And I think happened today is it's Friday the 13th. The guy, my neighbour, directly behind me, has decided to get the tree lopper in and basically denuded his backyard. So now I'm looking into his backyard and there's no foliage. So there goes my privacy. You get privacy on this side, but not the other side. It really pisses me off. So he's just gone Agent Orange on the job and basically obliterated all the foliage. So now I'm looking at his basically side fence. So it's not a pretty sight, and I'm going to have to do something to provide privacy for myself. So that's a blow, and of course it is Friday the 13th, so true to its name. Anyway, I think it's fairly obvious that they've stuffed up here at Kmart, so what I'm going to do is take a photo of that particular bit so they've got a comparison what we're looking at, and see what will happen. So fingers crossed to get this one resolved. Please consider subscribing to my channel if you think there's anything there of use to you or entertainment or whatever. And either do that or give me a thumbs up, or if you're feeling really energetic, do both. That'd be great.